This is Fred Beck from Fred Talks Fighting, proudly sponsored by Empire Fight Store. I'm joined today by the one and only Keemstar. Keem, it's nice to see you again, mate. How you doing?
It's nice to see you. It was nice to meet you in person at the event.
Yeah, it's true. Actually, yeah, I did manage to get a word of you. Obviously, you're quite busy because you're working for an event. How's it over for you though, coming over to the UK once again?
Oh, it was great. It was absolutely great. And going through customs is easier than ever. I couldn't believe it. Like when you go into the UK, you scan your passport and then you're in the country. It's like, what? So in America, if you go to Canada, like it's so strict over there. I swear you have to give them like your blood type or something to get into that country. So it's wild.
Okay, that's quite nice to know. It was easy. I haven't left England in ages. Hopefully, I'll be traveling soon because of work. You guys can't say too much about it. But let's talk about the event. Actually, first I'll start with this. I was on Twitter a few minutes ago. You'd be going kind of back and forth with Wade. What's going on there again? Has that started up again?
Well, I don't know if we're going back and forth, but I just seen Wade and True Jordy. They were like kind of dogging on JJ, that the opponents weren't worthy, right? That it wasn't a good matchup. And they're right, but they're leaving out the context. All right. Like why is it that that JJ is fighting Swarms and Pineda? Like, how is this even happening? It's because Wasabi backed out of the fight. And look, maybe Wasabi is seriously injured, but Wasabi's response to the injury is so suspicious, bro. You can't talk shit for years and years and years to KSI saying that you're going to beat his. Okay, after Wasabi beats Deji, he goes up on YouTube, on his YouTube platform, and says, if you ever come down to my weight, I'm going to humble you. So KSI comes down to his weight, gives him an opportunity, and then he gets a head injury, right? He gets concussions, so he has to back out of the fight. So we're going to youtube.com/Alex Wasabi every single day, and there's nothing there. That is so suspicious. All right. So Wade wanted to go back and forth with me about that and how it's not suspicious and and he deserves respect. Prove that you have a head injury. He put some CT scan up that doesn't prove concussions. He doesn't talk to his fans. Like, you know what YouTubers are, right?
Mm-hmm.
They have YouTube channels and they upload videos and they talk to their fans. This dude dropped out of a major fight that he's bagging for years with KSI and doesn't upload a YouTube video. Doesn't talk to his fan. That is suspicious. Wade doesn't think that's suspicious because Wade is watching the UFC and Showtime boxing. And Wade, I can't believe Wade is even a YouTuber, bro. You don't find that suspicious. I don't know. So now he wants to dog on KSI's opponents, saying that they weren't worthy, which he's right, but doesn't give the context.
But I did see. I got no access past the event, and I was walking down the corridor. I did see you and Wade in a room together. Do you manage to kind of squash your argument, but it's now started up again?
Oh, no. Wade's a really nice guy. When people are like, don't go at Wade, Wade's a nice guy. Wade is a nice guy. I had a great conversation with him. It was pleasant working the event with him. But if I hear an opinion that I don't agree with, or I see something and I want to say something, I say it. Like, that's what, like, the whole idea of don't call out Wade because he's a nice guy is the most insane thing I've ever, like, what is this, North Korea? Like, what is going on here?
Yeah, I would like to interview Kim Jong-un. Someone said that to me today on Twitter. Fred, you got to interview Kim Jong-un. That interview, yeah, that'd be a good interview to have. But let's talk about this actually. Let's talk about obviously opinions, censorship. Steve Will-Do-It's channel has been banned, deleted off YouTube, and Andrew Tate's been removed. What are your thoughts on this censorship, this whole censorship idea?
Oh, I absolutely hate it. I think it's so silly. It's just scary. It's just scary. Look, Andrew Tate said some things that I disagree with. All right. That almost everyone would disagree with. And Andrew Tate said things that I do agree with. But how you counter a bad take is by having a debate, having a conversation, providing a better take, explaining in detail why he's wrong. We just saw Logan Paul on Impulsive go up there and say, yeah, Andrew Tate is banned and he should be banned, and I don't want to fight him because then I'd be platforming him and I shouldn't be doing that, and da 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 and all this other stuff. Bad man, bad man. What is Andrew Tate saying? When KSI criticized Andrew Tate on his YouTube channel, he brought up the points that he agreed with Andrew Tate on, and he then brought up points that he disagreed with Andrew Tate on. When Logan Paul or anyone else is talking about Andrew Tate, they're just bad guy, misogyny. Like, what exactly did he say that you disagree with? I don't even know if Andrew Tate broke any rules on any of these platforms. Like, what rule did he break? Why isn't someone saying this statement right here breaks this guideline? Like, what is the thing that he said?
I don't think they got an exact thing written down on YouTube, but can't Andrew Tate now sue the platform, social media platforms, if he hasn't broken a specific rule?
I don't know. I don't know if he has a case for that. But look, you know, you counter bad opinions and bad takes by your own opinions and your own takes. Like, that's why, you know, we have freedom of speech in these countries and whatnot. And I understand that online platforms are private companies, right? It's a private company. They could do what they want. That's what everybody says in reference to this. Yeah, that's fine. But like, this online world is like a whole separate life from our real worlds, right? Like, in the real world, we don't communicate the way we do online, right? So there's like, we have two existence, right? We have the real world where we're walking around, we're seeing people in grocery stores, and then we have our online existence where we're talking to millions of people and, you know, we're connected throughout the world. And I believe that we should have freedom of speech in both of these worlds.
I agree. I do think freedom of speech is a very important thing. And it's just to stay on the Andrew Tate topic for just a few more minutes. I interviewed Mam Taylor yesterday, and the interview will be out on Sunday. A lot of people messaged me about the interview, and that will be out on Sunday. And I asked him, who's more likely to fight Andrew Tate, Logan Paul or KSI? What do you think he said, Keem?
Of course he said KSI.
No, he said Logan Paul.
Wow, shocking. Okay, all right.
I think that's because Andrew Tate's what, 220 and KSI's 180. And I think
yeah,
a lot closer in weight.
Well, the reason why I like Tate and Logan Paul is because they're similar height, right? They're both very tall, right? So I think it just, I don't know. I like to see, you know, boxing matches where they're similar in height, you know, like Temper versus Slim. Like, that was great to see. You know, they're similar height. I don't know. I think that Logan Paul saying that he didn't want to fight Andrew Tate because he didn't want to platform him just came off so bad. Like, I don't know why we got influencers like Logan Paul like co-signing the silencing of people. I mean, these are scary times, right? You know, the whole point of freedom of speech is to protect the very unpopular speech, right? It's not to predict the guy saying like, I think the Yankees are going to win or something. That's not what freedom of speech is for. It's for people saying crazy shit, right? To protect them from being silenced. So I don't know.
Definitely, I think Logan Paul Andrew Tate, that's obviously a possibility to happen. But do you think that's what Logan Paul's next opponent, Andrew Tate? And obviously it's been announced.
No, Logan Paul
not announced, but January is going to be when KSI and Logan are on the same card. Do you see that being Andrew Tate's opponent, or do you see someone else?
I think that, well, I do have some insight of what that January card is, and that is going to break all types of records. Did you hear that this event right here that we just happened with KSI and Swarms and everything, that event was a top 5 pay-per-view for the Zone? That's
insane, isn't it? And the fact that the opponents pull out as well.
That's insane. That's so crazy.
That just shows that kind of crossover boxing is going to last a long time for those results, because men lie, women lie, but numbers don't like him.
Yeah. So, yeah, just going back to what I'm saying on Twitter right now, it's like, you can make the argument that KSI's opponents weren't worthy, but you have to add the context that Wasabi dropped out. And look, what happens if we see Wasabi versus KSI? Let's say it didn't get canceled and KSI is running around the ring. Does JJ still get the same criticism? You know,
I think there's always been criticism, whoever he fights. You can, like Mams is saying, he can literally fight a dinosaur, a Tyrannosaurus Rex, there'll be criticism. So
Yeah.
You can never really duck out of that one. But who do you think JJ will be fighting in January? What are the rumors? What are you hearing, Keem?
There's still, it's not a sealed deal. There's still a couple options. And obviously Andrew Tate is one of them, and that's very public. I don't know, dude. You know what I'm excited for in January? To see Gideon box, because Gideon's a part of Happy Punch. And
Wait, yeah, on Gideon. Why wasn't Gideon there on the weekend? I thought he was meant to be there, like one of the pundits.
he takes off on Saturdays.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, he takes off on Saturdays, and something he was going to come and just, well, first he was going to work the mic, and then he's decided not to do that, and then a flight got canceled or something because he was supposed to just go and attend, and then it didn't work out for him. Gideon wants to box Joe Weller. I don't think Joe Weller has any interest in that whatsoever, so I don't think it's going to happen. So now people are saying, you know, Gideon versus Swarms, which
Swarms is training. I'm going to see Swarms on Monday, and he's in the gym already. The day after the fight, he was in the gym.
Dude, I want Swarms to join Happy Punch. Like, I just, no pressure on winning. Just like, you're so entertaining. I just I love Swarms.
When I see him on Monday, then Keem, I'll ask him if he was tempted to join Happy Punch or anything like that.
I'm sorry, what was the question?
I'm going to see him on Monday. So when I go see Swarms on Monday, I'll ask him about the promotions. Obviously, there's a big powerhouse. But Joe Weller made a bit of a name for himself. Do you think the fact that Joe Weller was there, do you think that kind of helped the booster event, all the promotion going on between him and JJ, then on the fight day as him and Mams?
Absolutely. That was a whole nother thing that Wade and them were saying, is something along the lines like they think Mams is going to look back and regret that. I'm like, what? Like, that's what? It's entertaining, right? Like, what? Like, I just want to be entertained. Give me a storyline. Give me something that gets me excited. And that the Joe Weller thing was just a whole chapter of entertainment and excitement going on for the event. I loved every aspect of it. I loved when I got to talk to Joe Weller in the pre-show, that Mams confronted him. I love that Joe Weller rushed KSI. I love all that. Like, you know, you got these guys like, oh, that was embarrassing and that was bad. It's like, dude, who are these party poopers? Get these party poopers out of the goddamn community.
I think it does add more hype. It does add more interest, obviously, because more people are tweeting about it. It just grows the event. But just going back to the point of KSI, who are the options for him fighting next in January?
Austin McBroom, Andrew Tate, possibly Gibb. I'm serious. Like, you know, Gibb beats Austin McBroom. I think those two have to face.
Do you already think they're mate scheme? Do you already think they're going to fight?
I think both of them are mates, and they have a respect for boxing that they should. And I think they would.
I think it's all trash.
I don't think they talk. I don't know. I mean, can you have a boxing match where both opponents respect each other? Of course. I don't know. If I'm Gibb, I wouldn't take that. But who knows? Maybe
why wouldn't you take that if you were Gibb?
Now that I think about it, if I'm Gibb, I do take that.
Let's do a curveball there, Keem.
Now that I think about it, if I'm Gibb, I do take that. You want to know why, though? Because if Gibb loses or whatever, it doesn't really matter. First of all, Gibb's going to get a big paycheck to fight KSI. But also, Gibb gets to say, I fought Jake Paul and I fought KSI. That's the only thing left for Gibb was to fight Logan Paul.
Well, that'd be quite interesting, wouldn't it, Keem? Because then you could compare Gibb's performance against KSI's performance against KSI, but then again, Jake would have been a worse version of Gibb, and KSI would have fought a better version of Gibb. But just one person I do want to touch on, Speed. He's 18 in January. Will we be on the January card?
I don't think so, because he really wants to box, but his career is just on an entire another level where I don't think we're ever going to see him box. Not until his career slows down a little bit.
Is that because he streams so much? His streams are only like 2.5 hours long. Or not, sometimes they're only an hour long or 2 hours long. So he can still train in that time.
Dude, he's young. He's on the top of the world. You know how much commitment goes into this boxing stuff, and you know you're giving up like 6 months or however long it is of your life. That he has no reason to do that. He just has no reason to do that. I don't think so.
Yeah, that's a good point. He is on top of the world right now. But anyone else that January card? Anyone we haven't seen boxing for, like Gideon? Who else have you got? What are the rumors, Keem?
I can't say too much, but that January card is going to break all types of records.
The January card will be Misfits 004. So the Misfits 003 card. Who can we expect on that? Because I believe there's an announcement coming soon for that.
I mean, you're asking. I can't say. So stop asking me.
I do know a few things about. I do know a few things about it as well. They're both.
Well, then you say it. Then you say it. Why are you asking me? No, I can't say. I'm privy to some private information, and I do know what's coming up, but like I can't say now. If it gets leaked online, then it's fair game. But like I'm not going to be the leaker. But we do know that the October card, right, which would be Misfits 2, is going to be Churnley's versus Jay Swindler, and I'm excited for that. Jay Swindler has actually had time to train. He's not just being thrown in there against a Gib like he was before. And then we also have Churnley's, who we don't know.
Who is that guy? Who I know heard of, like Jason has got a massive fan base. I don't know who his opponent is.
Churnley's is a YouTuber, a comedy YouTuber with 5 million subscribers, yeah, he just skinny little nerd type character he plays online, but apparently he's been working out in gyms doing MMA or doing some type of fighting stuff for years and years and years. And a couple, I want to say 2 months ago, 3 months ago, he was knocking at my door trying to get an opportunity into this influencer boxing stuff. And I sent him to Misfits, and that match happened. And I'm excited to see what happens.
Yeah, it should be interesting. Speaking of TikTokers, Bryce Hall and Deji. Were you surprised when Deji called out Bryce?
No, I wasn't surprised. Like, Bryce is the best opponent for selling pay-per-views. Like, he actually promotes his fights. He's like an absolute genius when it comes to it. The problem is Bryce, you are insane. All right. You're going up against, okay, you know, Mario Brothers. All right. Mario Brothers, you start off real small, and then you get a mushroom, and then you get bigger. All right. And then you get like a spitball, and then you get like a tail or whatever. Like, every person that Deji has faced, they've been facing little Deji. All right. And this next one with Fuzi, bro, this dude got a mushroom, then he got, you know, the feather or whatever, got the tail and everything, and then he got a star. All right, Deji got the star. Like, you can't beat Super Deji right now. I don't know what Bryce Hall is thinking. All right, this is Super Deji. Deji's on a whole different fucking level. When I was commentating this thing, Fred, I go, well, he's throwing punches, he has the cardio. Every mistake that Deji has ever made in all of his previous fights are now fixed. All right. He's a complete unit out there. So, like, I don't know who wants to face this current Deji, but yikes.
But Deji did say he went on the What's Good podcast with Mini Mentor and Randolph, and he said that Bryce will promote it. But when we're now seeing a more humble version of Bryce Hall, do you think it's not will be the same Bryce Hall, the same kind of loudmouth, or he's a lot more kind of quiet now and more funny, almost more relatable?
You know what's strange? Bryce Hall has been rooting for Deji this entire time to beat
really?
Fuzi. To beat Fuzi, yeah. This entire time he's been rooting for Deji. So it's interesting that now those two are going to be fighting each other. You know, I always said it, like Deji, Fuzi, and Bryce Hall. It was like these three people that all had to match each other or fight each other. Well, now Fuzi's completely out of it. You know, I've talked to Fuzi a lot since the fight, and Fuzi's just done with boxing. He's like, it's too much sacrifice. Like, I need another 2 years to get like good enough to actually, you know, box people. And he really just wants to focus on, you know, content creation. So Fuzi's completely out of it now. I think this could be a fight that pushes Bryce Hall completely out of it as well.
But Fuzi, is he going to stay in the Happy Punch realms? He's going to still be held on Happy Punch?
Oh, absolutely. Fuzi is going to launch relatively soon, like a bunch of content with Happy Punch. So we're excited for that. But you know, he's got a broken nose, he's got to get healed. You know, he's got surgeries, he's got all kinds of stuff from this. But you know, there's no like woe is me from Fuzi. Fuzi's like taking it like a champ and can't wait to get back out there.
Hope he's all right, Fuzi. He's a nice guy. But before I let you go, Keep, I want to get your thoughts on a few things. Happy Bunch promotions. What do you got coming up for your promotion in the next few months?
Well, we're going to start signing a lot more people. You know, we're in talks with 10 other people that we're looking to potentially bring on to Happy Punch. Just, you know, we're being strategic with our announcements. Happy Punch is working with Misfits, obviously. You know, we love KSI's company, Misfits. We love MAMS. It's been an absolute pleasure working with them and to be a part of such a successful event. So we're excited about that. We just launched merch that's doing really, really well. You know, we're working on producing some stuff for Salt Poppy and Dean. Some clothing, some t-shirts coming out for those two guys real soon. Yeah, we're just on fire. You know, our phone hasn't stopped ringing off the hook since this event. There's so much interest for Dean and Salt Poppy right now. It's through the roof. You know,
Is that interesting to sponsor them? I think it's not to fight them, it's to sponsor and work with them, not actually fight them.
Yeah, business opportunities. We don't have anyone trying to fight our guys, to be honest. And it's I don't know. We had an opportunity to face a pro, like a couple pros, but it's like, no, we're trying to do influencer boxing. Like, you know, Salt Poppy and Dean are not pros. They're not, you know, they're TikTokers, they're YouTubers, you know, they love this boxing stuff and they should be treated as such. So yeah, it's just quite the match that I want to see is Salt Poppy versus Slim, Salt Poppy versus King Kenny, Salt Poppy versus KSI, Salt Poppy versus Jake Paul, Salt Poppy versus Logan Paul. This is what we want for Salt Poppy. For Dean, we want Dean versus DDG. We want Dean versus Jarvis. You know, those are the two for him. So it's just going to be interesting to see who wants to fight our guys.
Yeah, certainly. I'm going to see Soul Pappy next week as well. So I will ask him about, obviously, Logan Paul hinted to him fighting Jake Paul. But when will we hear about the first signing Happy Punch? So when will that be announced, the next signing?
Don't know yet. It's going to be strategic. You know, we kind of just, when we started announcing people, we just, as soon as the deal was done, we announced it. Now we kind of want to be more strategic with what we're doing because we want to make sure each one of those announcements gets proper attention and whatnot. We kind of held back on everything because we weren't able to really produce content leading up to this event because Fuzi was training and actually fighting. And you know Fuzi and Dana Tube and the creation that he did with that leading up to Social Gloves 1, absolutely amazing content, entertaining content. You know, I'm starting to see a lot of commentators in this boxing realm come in, and it's kind of dry. It's kind of more professional than it is, you know, influencer space. So Fuzi's going to come back with the heat, with the entertainment. I'm excited for that. Me and Fuzi are produced a show idea that we haven't executed yet that we think is going to change everything. And I think a great way to announce some of our new fighters would be on that show and whatnot. So we're just being a little bit more strategic with what we do.
And one last thing, drama alert. That's no longer on YouTube. I'm correct in saying that's on Snapchat now.
Yeah, it's just on Snapchat. It's hard. It's hard. If I make a drama alert YouTube video, it takes me like 5 hours, you know, it's 5 hours out of my day. And I can only do one of those like once a week because there's just not enough news to produce a drum alert. When we do drum alert, we go through stories real fast, bam, 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 and do it to 10 to 12 minutes. So you get to know everything that's going on in the community. But by the time I do that, I'm late to the news. You know, when I have enough news to actually make a 12-minute video, I'm late to the news. So, you know, Snapchat works out perfectly for me. You know, I spend, 30 minutes to produce, one news story a day, get it out, and I'm able to focus on building this brand, Happy Punch, and other things. So yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing about having a news channel. You got to get it out as fast as possible. Like on the night, everyone puts their post for our interviews on the Saturday night and then on a Sunday morning. Because if you put it out on the Monday, the algorithm's gone down and it won't get as many views. So you got to literally put, as soon as like news hits, you make a video on it and it goes up. If you wait a couple of days and then you won't get half amount of views you would have got if you had put it up on the day. But Keem, thanks so much for your time. I always appreciate you coming on the channel. It's always good to catch up with you. Where can people find you on social media, Instagram, Twitter, that sort of thing?
I don't know. Just Google me. Oh, wait, no, don't do that. You'll find nothing but horrible things said about me. Go to twitter.com/Keemstar.
That's good way to end it. Keem, that's great. Thanks for your time, mate.
All right. See you, Fred.